going on. You know what's going down. You know what's going down. All right.
Bam! Welcome. One and all to CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it. Tonight, for 2 weeks in a row, Brian Mauer coming in from the Triad, Greensboro, holding it down, putting all that great content out for Top Ben and doing his own thing. And then our pleasure. I don't know. They tell me that the flag behind Lorenzo is not a pleasure. But me being a more new fan, I kind of know Roma a little bit that it's going too deep for me. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good color, I guess. But we got Lorenzo checking in, dropping knowledge on us. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then, per usual, old Lee Johnny Cash, the man in black, holding that down, doing his thing. Oh, there you go. There's a little color.
Yeah, man, it's got zero. The Fuchs, I give zero Fuchs, man.
So there you go. I need to.
Let's give a shout out to the shipping department. We love the shipping department on this show. If it wasn't for the shipping department, I don't know where I'd be in life, man. So shipping department, we love you. Welcome back. I've noticed that you've been missing for 2 episodes, I believe it is, but that's okay. I'll let you slide.
You'd be shipped out, man. You'd be shipped out.
Yes, that's it.
Maybe you'd be
what's up? Appreciate you tuning in. I believe all these folks are at the Tifo painting stuff, so appreciate y'all tuning in for sure. And yep, and like breaking news real quick, Charlotte has signed the Invisible Man, says it's Kyle 87. And what's up, Adam? So this week we're actually not giving away a drawing from Adam. We're gonna let his wrist get some relaxed or back. You know, I feel like we were over.
He's getting the X-Acto knives resharpened.
That's it.
We're gonna send them in.
But yeah, man, and so tonight we're giving away 2 tickets, right, JT, to the DC game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and how do people enter to win those tickets, man?
Well, two of my supported seat section season tickets are up for grabs because my Mama JT said, you got to come home and see me. And I planned it a long time ago. And I was like, what? There's a Wednesday night game? Ah, damn. No, yes. Seriously, no. So everyone out there, I don't know how long you've been with us or not, but we've been down since the day they named the team. So we're talking also Lee. When's our anniversary? Is it not our two-year anniversary?
It's our YouTube anniversary. So
when is
birthday today?
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious? I wrote that down in my notes, but you said today's 2 years?
That's what it said when I logged into YouTube this morning.
Damn right, Lee. Paddling for 2 years. That's what I'm talking about.
2 years. 2 years.
Hey, we've been out there, and for years and years and years, I can say that, or year and year now.
Yeah.
Been doing some work, bringing everyone together, having a great time for the fans, by the fans, the authentic fandom place, as it were. So, a long time ago, out of my garage, we interviewed somebody who, or what is the first name of a current Charlotte FC player who was the first player that we interviewed. Hashtag that person's first name, and then you'll be in for 2 tickets, supporter section, DM Lee, we'll send them straight to you, and go Charlotte FC.
That's it. So if you're not sure what that means, I put basically, who was the first player we ever interviewed on our show? First name only. Let's see. Oh, we got one person got it right. So we'll see. Anyway.
And hey, if someone gets it right in the chat and everyone else gets it right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be all serious. I just want to make a little bit of a twist just to give a little and to give us
Yeah. And if you're new to the show, go ahead and hit the sub button for us while you're thinking about it too. It's like it's right there for you. Yeah.
It should be below Brian.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey,
anyways.
I put this one on real quick because I haven't worn it in a while, and I was like, damn, it is late July, North Carolina. I'm still in an air-conditioned place. and this is way too hot. I can't wear it.
That's why I love the summer scars. And yes, Wesley, you're right, man. We used to go out to all the youth games covering the boys, man. So appreciate you. That's how far back we go. So anyways, on to the show, right? On to the show. I guess we're going to just start off, man, with a torrid game that we watched called Toronto. Brian, man, tell me what you thought of the game.
First, I feel like I need to call out Jorge. I feel like he's starting to become a little fair weather. He keeps letting me sub in for him after we get just shellacked. So,
yeah.
So I might have to start calling him out on that.
Yeah.
a little fair weather from him. But yeah.
I told him I was going to start using him when I need somebody to fill in now.
Yeah. But yeah, so I feel like man, that first half was just brutal in every possible way. Like the ball wouldn't bounce the correct way. Like they played terribly. Again, low energy, right? For 2 matches in a row. Which is I think alarming, not just because even on a lot of road matches, we'd still like see competitiveness and energy. It just didn't look like you would maybe start slow or end slow, but like we'd still see some competitive energy from the team. And I think that's the biggest thing that just has been lacking in the last 2 games. It's kind of alarming to me at this point. It seems like a lot of our competitiveness and our workhorses are like fallen a little bit. And so Bronico and Carujo specifically in my
well, we seem to be a little lackluster on the road anyways. So I don't know if it's just the Toronto game. I mean, we saw it in the Miami game. We've seen it pretty much in every road game. So, yeah. So, Lorenzo, man, what do you think of the Toronto game, man? You were watching it all the way from Italy. If
I know. I had you guys. You guys were my source.
Oh, damn, look at us.
I had to see it through the eyes of you guys. I had to see it through the eyes of you guys.
It was
starting 11. That starting 11 was
pretty rough.
A little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Jaws playing at what? Cam? He was playing in the midfield that game.
Yeah, I mean, he played there against Chelsea too, so I think that was kind of a test.
Dude, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that Chelsea game. I hated that. I know we won.
Right.
But we should not be playing midweek friendlies.
Fair.
And then, dude, just 4 goals in 1 half.
I mean, that back line confused the hell out of me. All right, I've said it in the past, right? We had 2 right backs on the bench, and we started Walks as a right back. I mean, we could have put Bender or somebody else on the bench, right? I don't know. We could have just put it up.
Bender didn't even get in the bench last week.
No, Bender didn't get on the bench.
That was just.
But do you think
that's one of our?
I mean, you think it's going to continue like this, even at home games? That the Gaffer is going to continue just experimenting. Like, we have so many players that could be playing in different positions. Let's just keep on seeing what might work. But isn't it now time to make decisions, maybe hard decisions, to not have certain captains starting in certain places?
Yeah. Well, I think the Walks experiment will not happen again. I don't think that one will happen. I think he just thought maybe he needed a little bit more defensive cover on that side because he realized Insigne was going to be getting playing time over there. And he thought maybe if I add a more defensive-minded player, that would help. And it was an absolute failure. But so I don't think we see that again. I think he might continue to experiment with figuring out how to get more of an attacking-minded midfielder in the middle because that's where we've lacked playmakers all season. And so he's just trying to figure out a solution there. I mean, I don't think Jaws was the solution, but I think we're going to have to keep experimenting with the midfield until we find something that clicks at a regular clip, Because Paul and Sergio are doing
Are we supposed to be getting somebody in in the next couple of weeks?
I think the putting Jaws in the little attacking midfield thing right there just kind of shows our desperation. For what we need in a player, what kind of player we need to just be putting those chances in for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that might be also one thing that's different between Latanzio and Mar. Latanzio is kind of willing to take a lot more of those risks and let the mistake fall on him. Whereas I feel like Mar would be less willing to make that kind of mistake and obvious tactical error and then blame the front office or the roster build, right, and stuff like that. Whereas I think Latanzi was willing to like fall on his sword a little bit there and be like, I'm gonna find a solution, and just be a little bit more forward.
It just sucks though. I mean, not to the Gaffer's fault by any means, but we're this far into the season and we're still sort of experimenting with a lineup of sorts,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we just had a manager change mid-season, so it's kind of it's understandable, but like this is a few games in already for Latanzio. We should get like that kind of solid formation and consistent XI going by now.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, any positives we could take away from Toronto?
I got one. No scores on our goal in the second half.
Yeah, that's fair.
45, no conceding.
With a dash of effort. My gosh, in the second half, I felt there was effort. I felt they were trying. Still their way, but
poor Fuchs got the red card for a penalty that should have been called. Man, it's it was just a mess, man. Like the MLS refs, and I really try my hardest not to bust on these refs, man. But they're shoot, and there'd be pub refs in Europe.
Yeah, they're very hit or miss. I think there's a couple guys that are pretty decent and coming along, but I think it's just the investment for quality training refs is clearly like it's apparent that it's not there yet.
Yeah.
I think one good takeaway we could have is that the players are going to come out frustrated. I think maybe we wake up against Columbus, get the fans the result they want.
Kalina even said in his interview today, it hurts, it stings, like they're ready to rectify that. But I mean, we got outscored 7-0, I believe it was, in the last game and a half, since Miami.
Yep.
So that's like, come on.
That's a brutal stat, Lee. I mean,
but the thing is we used to be pretty defensively strong, right? I mean, I know Kalina was a big help for that, but something's changed over the last game and a half.
Four will help skew that number real quick.
Well,
and that's where I think the legs on Bronico are the worry for me. I feel like that's one of the biggest changes that has happened because of how much ground he's had to cover and how many minutes he's had to play. And there's no real other. I mean, we brought in Jones to compete with him, but it seems like Bronico has become like far and away the starter and the only player that they're willing to play in that position. And it seems to be really wearing on him. That's just kind of like my observation. Is just like it seems like he's starting to tire out quicker, especially in these road games.
But wouldn't you also say, and just going back to playing soccer growing up, I mean, that mid-midfield position is the most running position, most sprinting, most of all, right? I mean, if you're going to be worn the hell out, that's where you're going to be worn the hell out.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it would be really nice to have for us to either have somebody who can take some minutes off of him, every once in a while, or have another player that can play alongside him to help do a lot more of that defensive cover and bringing the ball up, right? So I think that's where we've been lacking all season, and the kind of like carousel of different midfielders coming in and out and rotating. He's the only one that's been a mainstay. And
so this is a fair point, right? Maybe it's not so much not sure how much has actually changed as much as is the two teams that we've played have gotten better through the market, right? I mean, that's a good take, a fair take. I mean, and then obviously, we get the careless turnovers. We're good for those, at least 2 or 3 a game, and the legs are going. But back to what Kyle was saying, it's true, right? The teams that we faced, and when we faced them, have gone out and splashed the cash in the market and basically, upgraded, right? And we're still the same team, essentially, that we were from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we just go against 2 guys who just come off a Euros win, like.
Yeah.
And we're about to face a third, right, with Cucho against Columbus. So it's 3 straight weeks with new DPs that have been signed at each club that we've been facing. And I mean,
Where's our new DP?
Yeah.
We got like a week left until the window closes. Like
the 4th.
Yeah, we gotta hurry.
Yeah. I mean, we could also spin it that teams are so scared to play us that they're out going and buying players that will help them beat us, right? I mean, if we're looking for positives from the Toronto game, there's one maybe. Yeah, I can't right now either, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we all kind of agree, right? Johnny's got me looking upside down here. The Zorn's supposed to be a deal maker. That's why he's here. We'll see, right? I mean, at the end of the day, this is kind of Zorn's team, so it's on his back to see how we go. But luckily, the one positive I'm going to say about the Toronto game is that a lot of the results went our way that weekend as well. So we didn't really lose out if there's a thing, but we definitely didn't gain anything, right?
We have Chicago right on us now, though.
Yeah.
We plan.
Yeah, we play them
at some point next week.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday.
And then Chicago, yeah. So that'd be interesting. I'm just glad we're at home. We got 3 games on the trot at the house. So we're pretty solid for the most part, man. But with that being said, we can talk about the Columbus game. We can get off of Toronto because
yeah, please.
Heartburn. Yeah. So, Brian, man, what do you think we can expect for the Columbus game, man? Obviously, a right back change, and then obviously Fuchs isn't going to be playing.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, that means we see Mora back at left back, probably have Fool back at right back, back to our Carujo and Walks at center back.
Yeah.
I'd say, I guess it depends on whether or not Jaws is healthy, but it seems like his ankle was pretty messed up in the last game, so I would imagine he's probably going to get some rest.
Yeah,
especially just with that, it's being the same ankle that was already injured before. So I expect something.
That's the one that was hurt when he was at Derby.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same ankle, and so I would imagine he's probably going to take some time off. Whether it's, I haven't heard anything about how severe it is, but I'd imagine he's going to be a little bit. So then I think that means Reyna, Carroll, and Nishiki probably up top. I guess.
What do you think, Lorenzo?
Well, I mean, we all know Charlotte FC is like one of the best teams, I think, at home. Yeah. So if we can get just that early goal going, because we have no Fuchs right now. So that captain armband's probably going to go to Carujo.
Yeah.
So no Fuchs. And us being one of the better possession teams in the league, it's just going to be about our the transition defense. Because you got Cucho, who's lighting up the league right now on Columbus. Yeah. And if we can't get back there to stop him on transition, we're just going to be screwed. Honestly.
Yeah, I think there was something said last night. Columbus hasn't lost a game since they played us, right? Like they're on a 9-game.
Yeah, they're on like a 9-game. Yeah, 4 clean sheets too. Like something. Yeah.
Something
ridiculous.
It's gonna be a tough game for sure, man. I mean,
is Fuchs even allowed to be on the bench or be around the team?
No. I mean, if anything, he could be up at the box or something. Box, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking as a captain, and he's the obvious leader. At least he could say something, before he has to take the elevator up to the box.
What's up, S? Yeah.
I mean, Brujo's I think a fair replacement at captain. I think he's done a good job there whenever he's been called upon to be the captain. So I can imagine that change will be. I mean, I think Carujo is the captain of the future. So,
I mean, I think he's the only player who's started every game this season. So if he doesn't get that armband, I don't know who we're thinking.
Yeah.
Him and Brent are the only 2 players who played every game, except Brent got subbed off the bench for 1.
Yeah. Let's get Fuchs in the supporter section. That'd be interesting. Come hang out with us, drunk asses, man. We're
Christian, come on.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You want to, man. You want to. But yeah, I mean,
he does want to. It was easy enough, and he could always pull a ripcord and jettison himself out of there real quick to a suite.
Yeah.
He would do it all day.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's going to be a dogfight this weekend, man. I think it's just going to be a grind.
It's going to be a nail biter. It's going to be close.
And I don't see either team kind of running away with it, but
I mean, that's what we thought about Nashville a little bit, though, with Mukhtar. I mean, you got to give credit to us for that. Like, Mukhtar was like the top scorer, and we held him to only a goal from the penalty spot.
Yeah, that's true
and
too.
If we can do that with Cucho, then I think we can be good.
Yeah, I mean,
and we held off Driussi pretty well too when we played Austin as well. He also was neutralized pretty effectively outside of that Galazzo from Pereira. So I mean, we can definitely stop some of the elite goal scoring and attacking options in this league. So, but at the same time, I think what's nervy about it is just how we've played the last 2 games and like how we see the team coming out. I think if the team comes out with a lot of energy, like Lorenzo said, and scores early, I think that calms a lot of nerves for the players and the fans, right? Because I think I remember when it was like against Miami at home when we're like, oh, we got to destroy this team. And then it's like 0-0, like the 60th minute, just being in the crowd, just like, yo, what is going on? Why aren't we beating this team, at home? And so there's been a couple, or Vancouver, I think is another example when it was like
Vancouver was
what is going on.
nerve-wracking.
We had to score the 85th minute, right, to win against Vancouver with a 17-year-old goalkeeper. And so I think when those situations happen, it's just that's when those weird Galazzo goals seem to go in at home, and we kind of drop points at home is when it kind of gets nervy late. So if we can come out just like Lorenzo had said earlier, just come out with a lot of energy and just kind of calm everybody down.
I mean, yeah, the Vancouver game was a little odd, right? But overall at home though, man, it's Jekyll and Hyde, man. I just don't get it, right? I mean, maybe it's us, maybe it is the 12th man, maybe that really is a thing, right? I've never been a big believer in that, but home field advantage for us has been solid, man. I mean,
it's us, man. It's definitely us.
It plays a big role. I think we're underestimating how tired some of the players, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday too, but like Carroll and Camille haven't had like really an off season for quite a while. And so I'm wondering if just like a lot of the players just are on tired legs from like long seasons, both before coming to Charlotte and this seasons. And so it could just be a bit of a bigger boost, whereas like they're not thinking about it as much when they're at home, but like those legs get a little bit more achy when there's not a huge crowd supporting them behind them. That could be it.
And they've been on a flight.
Yep. Yeah.
And last week they just played 3 games. And now this week we're going to play another 3 games.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, right? If we come away with 9 points versus, basically, I guess 0 on the road, right? Yeah, just God, I hate saying that.
Well, and they kind of have to have 9 if they really want to actually aspire to getting a 7th or a 6th seed in the conference and get the playoffs. I mean, I think 9 points is kind of the minimum, right, to really stay in range, especially with the schedule that's coming up, right? We have LAFC on the road, NYCFC on the road. We've got some pretty tough games coming up. So, like, falling more points or dropping more points at this home stretch could be a tough final stretch.
Like, we can easily, I think at best we could easily finish in 5th, and we could also drop all the way down to 12th, just depending on how these last games go, especially these 3 games at home. If we can set a tempo and just get rolling, like.
Yeah. And is Vinny going to play? I mean, I don't know if he's going to play this season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, didn't he start off injured? I haven't seen.
Yeah, he was hurt in Brazil, and then I think
Brazil. He had surgery or something, right? And the surgery was botched or something, right? And
Vinny
American had it done again. And like Carl says, man, traveling is a lot. It's a lot harder in MLS in Europe. And Carl, you clean up pretty nice there, buddy. I think that's the first time I've seen him in the tie, man. So, yeah. Thank you, JT. We appreciate that, man.
He just has it on standby. You already know.
He does, man. He already knows. Right.
Well, no. I mean, obviously, I knew the name, but I haven't seen him literally in a long time either. And so I got my little cheat sheet here. And I'm like, all right, Vinny Miller. Damn, I haven't heard
wasn't Vinny one of Mars's guys? Didn't he play under him?
Yeah, in Brazil for briefly, but he didn't really play much. I mean, he was on the team, but I think he was mostly just one of the.
He's probably like that good, solid substitution kind of player for him.
Yeah, and I think Adam was coming on strong too, man. Jonathan's comment here, but getting injured. I mean, I guess injuries are going to be a part of the game. It just sucks where they're long-term injuries, right? And so I mean, the Columbus game, man. I don't know. I mean. I want to say that we're gonna win, but I'm losing on this thing that Lorenzo has us do on the Instagram. So I'm trying to be more realistic with my predictions.
We need to get like a prize going. I haven't figured out like.
Oh, what do y'all do?
Get to a prize. Have you not been filled in?
I have not been filled in. I have no idea.
Every week I ask a few of the guys for their predictions, Jorge and Lee included.
Lee doesn't tell me anything. Lee just keeps me in the corners like, listen, man, you make videos, try to be funny, try to be kind of stupid about soccer. That's your bit. And then let me take care of the rest of it. That's bullshit, Lee.
Johnny, you can't bail on us now, man. We're just now getting going. We're halfway there.
That's my first bullshit.
Yeah.
Lee just got his American citizenship. Now you gotta let JT get in a little bit though.
I know, right? Cool, man.
Damn.
Whatever, Lee. It's fine. Lee done broke my heart so many times, Lorenzo. It don't even matter anymore.
Well, you know what, JT, man, join us on the socials, and you can hang out and answer those questions as well.
Man, I still got a flip phone, man. I got like Cricket and stuff, man, with the big ass numbers and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah. So while we're at it, let's wrap up the Columbus stuff. I think we said it right. It's going to be a gritty game. There's going to be some players that are definitely going to have to keep an eye on. Hopefully, our defense can keep them contained as best as.
Dear Lord, please.
Yeah.
Please do not rain us out.
Blessing.
Let us please get everyone get into the stadium.
Yeah, please, no fucking thunder at
least. Late July, early August in North Carolina, it is as expected. But at the same time, 2 games in a row, the torrential downpours have messed with the rhythm, man.
Yeah. So we need to score early, and Johnny, man, I get it, buddy. Just click the sub button if you hadn't already on the way out for us. And Johnny's going to ask, all right, what do we predict for the Columbus game? I'll go ahead and start off with you, JT.
2-1 us.
Put the comments in the comments. Put what you think it's going to be. What'd you say, JT?
2-1 us.
2-1 us. All right, Lorenzo.
2-0 us.
Damn.
Shinya masterclass. I'm telling you, you heard it here first.
Tell it.
Brace from Shinya.
Tell it.
If Shinya can start, or if Latanzio decides not to sub him in too late, that's what's going to happen too.
Gaines coming on the 7th minute. So we got 3-1. All right, Brian.
So I think I'm using the same predictions I did yesterday. 1-0 us with a late goal from Vargas. But I realized he picked up a knock this week, so I don't know if he'll be on the bench. So if not, we'll get a late goal from Gaines. His first one, it won't be a Galazzo. It'll be like a cross ricochet off the keeper back to him, and he'll put it in.
Or it just accidentally goes in on a cross.
Yeah, perfect. The one cross is
cross.
Yeah.
And Yeti man coming up with a 4-0 win.
Tia. All right, so let me in on this. So it's called a Galazzo, and a Galazzo is a certain type of play where you score, but it ricochets off of
It's just an absolute banger, JT.
Galazzo is an amazing goal. Like usually they're from like outside of the box. They're curlers.
So it's more like
Jordi Reina's goal.
That is a hell of a goal.
Yeah, like Jordi Reina's curler would be considered a Galazzo.
Okay.
Or like Swiderski's free kick.
Hey, Jonathan, give us a minute and I'll cover all that for you, man. Yeah, and so I think it's going to be 1-1. I think it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be nervous. It's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Lee not going for a win?
Last game he went for 2-2.
That's true, but
predicting not a win, Lorenzo.
That's because we're on the road.
I know. Whatever.
I give you that.
That's the first time you've never been a homer, and whatever. The first time you've ever not predicted a win.
Yeah.
And this is now the second time in a row. So.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be scrappy, man. I think it's going to be scrappy. I would love to predict a win, man, but I'm trying to win that contest, Lorenzo. So, I can't change
it right now, man.
What's that?
I think Jorge's winning that by like 1.
Yeah, I think he
got one up on me. He's got one up on me
for something. But yeah, so 1-1 is my prediction. But we do need the win. I'll give you guys all that.
Yeah, we need 1, 2, 3 wins. I mean, I think of it as a group almost. It's almost like a group stage, I guess. It's like, hey, if you win all 3, then you're definitely moving to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, the draw equals the loss. I kind of feel that way too.
I'm with you.
I would love to be wrong, and I would love for us to get the 9 points in this home stretch that we have going on here. So, but I just don't know if I see it, man. I want to. Prove me wrong, Charlotte. Prove me wrong, man. Just come out there and spank their fucking asses.
Come out mad.
Man, everybody score a hat trick. So you get a hat trick, everybody gets a hat trick. And if you look under your seats tonight, you got a book too. That's my Oprah impression.
Oh man, there's no book underneath my seat, man.
Lee, you're an American
I don't read. Lee.
We go to penalties if it's a draw, right? Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah, the 35-yarders.
Yeah. Remember when they used to run up in the old MLS, right? It used to be the old try and run it in and score sort of thing. I'm glad they got away from that mess, man. What were they trying to do? Anyways, so moving forward, if you're just tuning into the show, our giveaway tonight is who was the first player we ever interviewed on our show. Do hashtag his first name only, please. And that will get you entered in for 2 tickets in the supporter section to the DC game per JT. So thanks, JT.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So everybody, because I know whoever's watching us, unless it's Esteban, can get those tickets and do something good with them.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Esteban was hating last week, though.
Oh, man. We got to give some love to Esteban, though, man. He shows that I think he really likes Charlotte. He wants to be a Charlotte native, man. So
deep down, he knows it.
It's like a closet Charlotte fan, I think, right? It's like, come on, but like I've always said all season long, man, this is your time. If you want to jump ship, we're not going to give you any hate. We're not going to do anything. But next season,
as I've always said, diversity and inclusion, Esteban. Doesn't matter where you came from, just come to us. Hang in. Be part of the family, Esteban.
That might have been why they signed Pozuelo, just to keep him around. We're desperate.
Yeah, that's it.
That's funny, Brian.
Yeah, so all right, moving on, right? We all know we need a number 10, man. And Brian, you broke the news, so I'll let you go ahead and kind of talk about old blessing there, because Charlotte definitely needs a blessing. What's the latest and greatest?
Since yesterday, we're still at the same spot, But I think Latif blessing, what he provides is a little bit more attacking energy, specifically just like the way he presses. His defensive pressing is just, high pace, high energy. Like his pressures over the last 5 years since he's been at LAFC would be his average per 90 would be more than anybody on Charlotte FC. His percentage of successful presses is like better than any midfielder in Charlotte. So what he would provide is just an ability for us to create counter-attacking moments in a lot more frequency. He also is a great high percentage passer, which is another thing that we're missing, right? That's kind of why McNeil has been getting a lot of playing time, is because he doesn't turn the ball over. It's not like he's doing anything spectacular. He's literally just finding space, receiving the ball, and sending the ball on without us losing possession. And he's doing that at a high clip, and that's why he's getting minutes, right? And so I think that's what Blessing would provide, only with way more pace, way more energy, and way more forward progression. And so, it's just he's at a higher level of experience in every way. He's also from what I've heard, great personality and like a really fun-loving person. And he's also got experience with an expansion team. Like he started with LAFC in their inaugural season and has been with them the whole time. So he knows what this is about, in terms of like building a new team.
How old is he now?
How
old is he now?
25. He's only about to enter his prime. So that's the other reason is why I thought it was always a really good move, is because he's only starting to enter his prime now. His contract expires at the end of this season. So it's a pretty low risk, high reward move, right? You're getting a guy who's entering his prime. If he doesn't end up working out or being a good fit for Charlotte or wants to move on, they can move on without issue after this season. If he does work out, his contract has an option in it and they can extend him longer. And they have a guy who's got a ton of MLS experience, has had double-digit goal contributions in a season before, and could be a guy who's in their prime and be a starter for a significant amount of time as they continue to fill out the rest of their roster. For me, like when I first started looking at him, it was just like it's a pretty no-brainer as an option for a move for them.
Nice. Zoran!
Oh, he knows. He knows. He's been looking.
We more damn stuff. We want players.
I know this shit.
I know
this.
Players. Lorenzo, man, what you think?
To add on to what Brian was saying, like he's a great presser. He's got like a 85% pass completion rate.
Yep.
And if you think about this is going to give a lot of help for Brandt.
Yep.
To keep Brandt from running up and down so he can just keep those fresh legs. And Blessing's one of those guys that you can see going box to box. He's not really a number 10 when you think about it, but He's one of those guys that can significantly help us, like especially for Brand. Like, I mean,
how realistic do we feel that this blessing deal is going to happen before Wednesday, Thursday next week?
Well, I mean, it's not about money, right? I mean, because if you saw Pozuelo left on like 150K GAM, right? And he was a former MVP in 2020.
Yeah.
Right. But he's on an expiring contract too. So like it can't be about.
We're sitting on some good amount of GAM too, if I'm not mistaken, man.
I would imagine so. And they have to use they have to use TAM. I don't think they have to use the GAM, but they have to use the TAM. And so
if they have to use the GAM after the TAM, they can still use some GAM to help the TAM.
Sure. So, something like that. But
I think it is kind of something like that.
We got stacks of GAM, right? Yeah. So stacks on stacks on stacks, man.
We're
and then
loaded,
man.
Loaded.
But it wouldn't even take that much. It'd be like 100 or 100. It would be around, I would imagine it'd have to be around the same amount as what Toronto got from Pozuelo. And I would imagine if LAFC is actually looking to let him go, I mean, they'll take probably any deal because at the end of the day, unless they're planning on extending that option, which I don't think they are based on all the other midfielders they've brought in.
Yeah, they brought in a ton.
Take any amount of GAM they can get.
Yeah.
Last name. I mean, come on, y'all.
I know. It would be a blessing, that's for sure.
It would be a blessing.
Yeah, he might have the best name in MLS, to be honest. Like, I think it's a pretty fantastic soccer name.
Yeah, man. That's it. You get some GAM, everybody gets some GAM, man. That was fucking giving away GAM.
Just like what were you saying earlier with Oprah? You get some GAM.
Check out the seats, man. You get a free book, and that what she used to do, give away books or whatever, you know. Anyways, we love you, Oprah. I don't know. Anyway, any other news, man? I don't know, man. That's what happens when you work from home, man. You watch all these daytime shows, man. It's just a mess. It's a mess, man. You really don't want to know what I'm into now. Anyway.
Yeah, no, we don't. Please stop. Just stop.
That's right. Any other players that we might think we may be bringing in?
Well, I mean, I think it would still be nice for us to bring in a young DP, and I think a lot of people are on the fence about whether or not like it actually would behoove the team to get a young DP now. But we're about to face a massive signing young DP this weekend in Columbus, right? They just signed a young DP, and they went from kind of being like on the fringes, on the outs, to potentially being a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. And the only major signing they made was a young DP, right? So, like, it's not that option isn't available and could be a massive, like, significant improvement to the team. Yeah. So, I think that would, like, immediately. So, I think that's, like, what if we can get a young DP and get the target they're looking for. I think that's the only other real option that I mean, maybe if they get some fullback help, but I think they're probably going to do that.
And August 5th is the deadline for that as well. Does it matter?
Yeah. August 4th. Yeah.
August 4th, yeah. And pro tip, yep, got you, man. I delete my search history on closing of all browsers just because. Yeah. And Buzio, I would love to get Buzio. Lorenzo, you all right over there, man?
I don't know. My camera's bugging out.
Is it, man?
Can you handle all those colors and the 1, 2, 3 behind you? And
do we need a time out for you, man? Good, you good?
Is that two little babies? Is that 2 little babies sucking on the teat of some werewolf?
Whoa.
What is that?
No, we don't need a backstory on that.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure those teats weren't sucked in a day. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Toronto's definitely getting all the Italian players for sure, right? Yeah. Well, you totally threw us off track, man. That's for sure. You know. And again, if you just joined us late and you want to enter the giveaway, who was the first player we ever interviewed on our show? First name only. Put the hashtag first. Otherwise, if you don't put hashtag in his name, you won't get entered. So, yeah, man. So, no other tips or hot topics, Brian, about players coming in?
Hot topics.
That's I think been what's been most alarming to most fans in general is just like how quiet they have been, which is kind of bizarre because of how, I mean, it's not like Zorn or the front office have ever been really loud about any of their signings or like really trying to make a huge deal about it. But like, I mean, just the approach they kind of have continued to discuss about how we're preparing for the summer window to make some signings to fill in the gaps and the holes during our roster build. And then as it's gotten closer to summer and now we're in the window, I think it is a little bit bizarre that they've kind of gotten a lot quieter, right? Because back in March, the idea was like we have our roster where it's at, and we're going to finish filling it out in the summer and then keep going on our way from there. But like it's kind of, I don't know, as we've progressed, it's kind of gotten more. We can make the playoffs as we are. This yada yada yada. We might look. We're evaluating targets, but I mean, they're scouts, right? They're evaluating all of the time. So there's like,
I mean, Kyle kind of says it, right? Since we got rid of own goal, it's definitely been a lot.
I mean, shout out to own goal. He helped us get our first away win.
That's right.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, there's been some, and Robert said something about mentioned something about a Serbian player. I mean, there's been some names thrown around, right? It's just, again, speculation is the key word that we like to use in Charlotte, right? I think Blessing, if anything, is the one that's got the legs and could become a real deal for sure. Lorenzo, man,
dude, it's just turning itself off. I'm not even touching it.
Yeah.
I think what if Zoran's hacking in? He's shutting the transfer talk.
Dude, Charlotte, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you, and you're just frozen.
Yeah, no, I feel like Blake yesterday.
My eyes are frozen on the little babies. On the little baby people on that werewolf's bottom parts. What is that?
I'm telling you, Charlotte FC, they don't like me. They don't like my memes, man.
That's what it is. It is, man. You do have some killer memes. I appreciate your memes.
This is what I get. This is what I get for being a high school student. I just have a crap ton of memes in my camera roll. That's all. That's it,
right? Yeah. And so, yeah, Kyle brings up another point. If we win, does this push the front office into actually making a move, or do we feel comfortable with what we have now? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we still need that the one or two players in for sure. So,
yeah, I think the last two losses plus we're down 2 central midfielders, right? So I know Franco and TT were kind of on their way out anyways, but they still fill out 2 spots that at the beginning of the year we were expecting to have 6, potentially 5 or 6 central midfielders, and now we're down to 4. And then McNeil kind of came in to fill a gap, but that was never the expectation. So it's kind of like not only did they lose 2 big games, but they've let 2 players go, and they haven't really replaced those roster spots at all. And they have open international spots. They have an open YDP spot, which they had already talked about in March. So I think that's what's the weirdest and most concerning about it all. It's just like you kind of set up for the situation happened in the summer.
Yeah, we don't feel comfortable, but Tepper feels comfortable with what we have. That's a valid point.
I'm pretty sure Tepper feels pretty comfortable regardless of what happens. I think that's just his life now.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's the sauce.
Yeah, and another valid question, man. Do you guys think we should focus on signing guys that have MLS experience or more international flavor? That's a good question, right? Because there was a time when we were getting a lot of heat for not signing MLS players, right? We were buying up all these international players and that sort of thing. And, I don't know if Lorenzo's still around, if he wants to comment on that.
Dude, you know what? The camera doesn't matter. You guys can hear my voice.
Camera don't mean.
Here's the thing. I think a lot of fans for Charlotte, we've never had an MLS team, and the MLS has been around for 30 years almost. It could be more, actually. I could be wrong. But the MLS, it's a different kind of league. In Europe, you can't find I guess I could say the pace. I don't really know. I feel like maybe the MLS goes a little bit slower, but no diss to the MLS. You can't bring guys in from Europe and just expect them to adjust right away. We have a few guys who have played in the MLS, but a lot of our guys, like you were saying, are from international around the world, different leagues, and you can't expect them in the first year to just get right into it. You can't expect them to hop right in.
But that being said, this is our first year as a team too, right? So, expansion woes maybe.
Yeah.
But to the point,
Charlotte,
this is mid-season. I'm sorry to interrupt, Lorenzo, but this is mid-season. To Lorenzo's point, we need someone to come in at the pace and knowing the game. So I'm definitely saying MLS right now, because we've got 12 games left, something like that. I mean, now's the
That's
time.
that's where we need Blessing. That's where I think Blessing needs to come in.
Yeah,
And the past 4 expansion teams, I don't think they got above 10th place in their first year. And then you look at Atlanta, who won the MLS Cup in their second year, and you look at Austin right now, who's in the second year, who's almost at the top of the table.
Yeah, and that's what I look at as Austin, right? As how they last year they kind of did the same thing that we did, right? They kind of started off okay, and then they started falling off towards the end of the season, and then off season, and then obviously this transfer break that they basically plugged the holes that they needed to plug and got rid of the people that they needed to get rid of, right? So I'm going to hold my judgment for this team until the end of next season at least.
Yeah, and when it comes to international versus MLS as well, so when it comes to the playmaker, the next YDP or the DP they sign next year as well, whoever they kind of sign in to bring as a number 10 or the major playmaker that this entire team is kind of based around, likely needs to be an international player, simply because MLS academies and stuff don't produce enough of those type of players that stay in the MLS, right? Most of them, they're young kids, they go international. And so that's why, so if you look at any team that's won an MLS Cup in since 2014, since the Galaxy did it with Landon Donovan, 2015 and on, they all have an international DP playmaker at the 10. And that's just because there's more to choose from when you look at outside of MLS and outside of the US. And so for that specific position and that specific role within the team, likely going to have to be an international player. And that's just because of numbers, right? I think in 5+ years, look at Brian Romero now. Shout out to that young kid for also making the MLS Next All-Star team as well on the 10th. I still haven't figured out how to watch that because I'm actually really excited to see him playing that.
I think they're probably streaming on YouTube or something.
Yeah. But for example, kids like him are coming up, and so there might be more playmakers down the road from MLS academies and stuff to choose from. But when it comes to MLS experience, I think like we said, Latif Blessing is a perfect fill-in for that in those sort of scenarios. So it's kind of going to be just a need for a mix, and MLS players are available right now, right? Because everybody's kind of doing a lot of shopping, right? Toronto, LA, and a lot of these teams are shopping and trying to bring in new DPs, and so there's players that are willing to go. So
you get Gam, you get Gam, you get Gam.
Yeah, on your street, you might find some.
That's right. And then Brian Hart says some MX players would also be some good targets. So that's a valid point too, right? So look at that. And then Robert says, if you look at other teams right now, we're not a true contender to what we accept not being great now. It's in the summer and let them acclimate. But there's always that. But, going back to the academy, even before we started having players on that team, the club had always said that they wanted to kind of have that one player each year or every other year that would come through from the academy up to the senior level, right, and play for us. So, we got some talented kids on our youth system, man.
Nympha is trialing at Bayern right now.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting to see how they take off and if they continue on that track that they're on. So and so we'll kind of shift gears a bit. There's been some other questions too, right? So before I do that, I want to say one last time that our giveaway is who was the first player we ever interviewed on our show. Hashtag their first name only. So you have to put the hashtag in their name to get entered. And so 1 second.
To win
to win 2 tickets to the DC game in the supporter section that JT is being kind enough to give up tonight.
You get Gam, you get Gam, you get Gam. Look underneath your seat. There's 2 tickets to the supporter section.
And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, comments. That's what I'm looking for. And so in regards to info and tips on going to the game Saturday, if you really want the full experience, I highly recommend going to the tailgate. That's on McNitch. Parking over there is about $40, I believe. So if you can find parking elsewhere and, walk over there, definitely do it. some folks like to park at the light rail, ride it in, and then walk. It's a bit of a hike, but you can also maybe get an Uber from there. I don't know where you guys live at, but yeah, parking can be a bit of a bitch. But the tailgate is the spot to be in, man. So that's where you want to be. And
then march to the stadium. You get in there an hour before the game. You had enough time to claim your seat or to have your seats, and then walk around the concourse.
Yep. And then Crown's asking, does Beers with Lee come with the tickets? I mean, if you want to buy me a beer and hang out with me, I'm all about it, Crowns.
Nice.
Wait,
don't forget to bring some quarters. Bring some free quarters. Bring some quarters to use in the inaugural season machine. I don't know why I'm using that thing. I'm going to talk to somebody for the team to somehow own that machine after the inaugural season. I love it. For
the supporters section, like for the parking there, if you volunteer in the tailgate or in the, don't they provide parking then? Is that another?
Well, I think they're limited, and I'm going to be at the Southbound and Crown tent for the most part. That's where I'll be. But yeah, they're kind of limited. I think they only get like 5 or 6 per supporters group. And so, yeah. And yeah, I mean, you can come share a seat with me. That works. That was we were going to, at one point, we were going to do a, what was it? Some sort of charity event, right? Where you just kind of text this number and then I'll come hang out with you for 2 minutes, but it's like $2 with Lee or something.
Yeah. We should do a little charity match with all the accounts we got.
Well, I mean, there's actually, if you're not a member of the supporters group, there is the supporters group game that's going on August 5th, I think it is, or 6th, where it's put on by the same group that put it on last year. And so, it was 4-on-4 last year. I think it's going to be 6-on-6 this time. Yeah, and we definitely love the hooligans too. My old man, that's all he talks about is getting having some shots with the hooligans, man. I appreciate y'all feeding him tequila. And yeah, August 5th. Yeah. And yeah, it's a supporters belt. And yeah, and La Femme, yeah, this is good stuff. They raised $900 with their kit. So good shout out to them. And it's 6v6 on that. And then one thing else I wanted to call out. Heidi's called it out. Actually, remember when JT said 2022 he was going to get on Twitter and that was going to be a thing?
Heidi, come on, Heidi.
Just never happened.
Girl, I'm still getting acclimated to this whole thing. 2022, I'll be on all the socials. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to put it out there all over the place.
Hooligans Hooligans won it last year, man. So, we're going to have to take it. I think I'm just going to, if we could get the refs that ref the MLS, man, out there, we could definitely get away some flagrant fouls and all kinds of shit, right? So we can make sure the Hooligans do not win it again. Go ahead.
Lee, would you say you're in a little bit better shape than when you were last year? It seemed like you just, because I remember I came out there and I filmed a lot of stuff, but for some reason I never used the video. I was like, I went back and edited it.
There's been a lot of video that we have that haven't been used, man. No, I don't know,
man. You were having a rough day, man. You were having a rough day, dude. That's all I know. Yeah, you did not look.
Yeah, see, Heidi said it. I was a good defender last year, so screw you, JT.
Hey, let the youth come on the team, man. I got y'all. I'm telling you.
Sign up for a supporters group, and then you can play. Yes, and American Lee is much more aggressive than English Lee. That's right, because I always get my footballs mixed now, man. It's very confusing. Yeah, and I did. I almost scored a goal from the other half. I spent probably like 2 minutes celebrating that bastard, and then they took it away from me. VAR needed. It was needed.
Damn VAR.
It was screwed up, man. It was screwed up. All right, so last chance, right, to put your info in for our giveaway, which is 2 tickets to the DC game. And the question is, who did we first interview on our show ever? # first name. And we'll give you guys.
The answer to that is Mr. Where is he? Oh, let me get it. Mr. Sergio Ruiz. As soon as he's on.
Sergio. # Sergio. I'll give you guys a
we first got our player. Way back when. His wife was only his girlfriend. I did some beatboxing, got him to rap a little bit. Oh no, Lee, I'm dumb. Man. We should have pulled at least one clip from the archives.
Oh yeah. That's right. And then when we can do trivia night again, we'll do that on the off season. We'll ask questions about some questions on this season, and we'll find something to give away for sure. That was a fun night.
Off season, we're not going anywhere, folks. Just so y'all know, because we off season like a year and a half before the season started, so we're well versed in doing things and hanging out when the soccer's not actually on the pitch.
Yeah.
The best thing about the off season is all the leaks, man. Next year's Jersey League, we gotta find that.
Yeah. And yes, the shipping department did almost win last time. We would have given it to you, but your hubby kind of beat me up on the side, so I couldn't. So yeah.
Hey,
JT, are you gonna play, man? Are you gonna come play?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, called him out. That's it.
Well, hey, Heidi, won't be on Twitter. Won't be playing soccer on August 5th. I won't be in town.
Yes.
To be honest with you.
You won't? That's Friday night. That's before the Chicago game.
I know. I'll be home the next day.
All right.
I'll be coming in hot. Not for sure.
All right, guys. Somebody, look, the leak. I wonder who the kit leaker is. So, all right, last chance, man. Hashtag Sergio to get in on the giveaway here.
Lorenzo, it's crazy how you can keep yourself that still for so long, man.
Yeah, man. You know,
it's a mom shit, man.
Back when we used to play freeze tag, I was pretty good at it.
Yeah,
it's the record holder, right?
Or like red light, green light, you know.
Yeah. That's it. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drawing.
Oh, let me do mine.
All right, Robert, you are the winner, my friend.
Wow.
You have won 2 tickets to the DC game in the sports section. Reach out to us however you follow us, man. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Can't reach out, I guess, through YouTube. But yeah, so that's it, man.
Nice, congratulations,
Robert. And again, if you're new to the show, appreciate it. All we ask is that you hit the sub button for us. So with that being said, we'll shut down the show another Wednesday night. Looking forward to seeing everybody Saturday at the tailgate and just having a good time. And hopefully we're gonna, here we go again. And everybody's a good time. We're gonna win. Hopefully, I'm still gonna stick by the 1-1. And there's a lot of people not named Robert in here apparently. And that's it. So Lorenzo, man, with your frozen self, tell me, man, how
you can move now, man. You proved your point.
Yeah, you won, and you won.
You won.
What were you saying, Lee? I'm sorry.
I say, go ahead and tell people how they can find you, man.
All right. Well, I got my @ you can see Charlotte FC SCN. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. And if I am there at the tailgate, which hopefully I will be, I promise you I will not be as frozen as I am right now. I'll be a little bit more mobile.
Yeah. And if nothing else, if you just like good memes, man, Lorenzo has some solid memes on Instagram. So definitely give him a follow there.
It's a lot better when we win, though. So.
Yeah. I don't know. The little miss and the little Mr. stuff is a lot of fun. Brian, man, how can people find you?
Yeah, y'all can find me at BA Mauer Media on Twitter. You can also find all my written articles at topbin90.com. And speaking of that, we are doing a subscribers EPL fantasy league for all subscribers to the website. So if you subscribe to topbin90.com, we'll send out the email code to then sign up to the EPL fantasy league. We're going to have a top prize for the winner of that league. So if you want to play some fantasy with me, Jorge, Tyler, anybody else who wants to join, subscribe to our website.
Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, you already know. Thank you guys. I have a little album in my camera roll. It's got like 100 in there. I gotta let them go.
Yeah. And JT, man, you want to plug us, man?
Yeah, CLT FC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it. Established 2020. Tonight is our 2-year anniversary of that hot ass day.
Yes. And in dog years, that's 14. That's 14 years, man. A lot's happened in 2 years, man.
We're just trying to bring everyone together and continue to get it together, man. We're doing this because it's fun and we love it, and it's our team, Charlotte FC. So thank you for joining us. 100%. Much love to all the Pete's. Keep it cool out there, and let's get it on Saturday night.
That's right. That's what's up. See y'all Saturday.